Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you today. I didn't think it'd be be doing it this soon, but we have the previews and predictions for the week of June 9th through June 11th. That's what's going on this week. Monday through Sunday is what I do in terms of when I call fights, unless there's like a Monday fight on top of a weekend. But the way boxing's going now, boxing is back. They're slowly rolling it out. ESPN and Top Rank are the ones testing the waters, and I'm just excited that there's any kind of boxing back. I'm going to do the schedule for all of June tomorrow, but I'm just going to do this week's previews and predictions. Three fights to talk about. Don't expect big time fights, but just the fact that boxing's back at all is good. And there are some decent fighters going at it. So, that are top 10 guys or guys on the rise and that are worth watching. And like I said, right now, maybe for some of you, any kind of boxing's good to watch. So be excited because there's two good cards taking place on ESPN, brought to you by Top Rank, that are happening on this week. So let's kick it off with tomorrow night, June 9th. It's a Tuesday night on ESPN starting at 6 o'clock on West Coast. We're going to see Shakur Stevenson, undefeated WBO featherweight champion, 126. He's moving up to 130 to take on unknown Felix Caraballo. This one should be just easy work for Stevenson. Caraballo is widely unknown, no real resume here, hasn't really been in the ring with anybody close to Stevenson, and Stevenson is he's going to end up being a pound-for-pound guy. He's a very good fighter, very talented, southpaw, and he's got big goals in mind. He's managed by Andre Ward. Some people compared him to Mayweather earlier this week, and he said he's going to be better than Mayweather. And he didn't say it cocky. He said it confident. And I like this guy. He's humble. He's confident. He reminds me a lot of Andre Ward. Just knows what he's capable of. And, he's trying to get back. He's wants to be the face of boxing later on, and he's kicking boxing back off in the United States for us. So hopefully he puts on a good show tomorrow. He's debuting at 130. He's not fully moved up to 130 yet, though. He's debuting at 130. He did say he's going to be moving up full-time to 130, but Bob Arum is urging him to at least hold on to his featherweight title for the time being at 126 so he could possibly make a unification bout with Josh Warrington, the IBF champion. I don't think that fight's going to happen, but it could. So looking forward to seeing Stevenson back. I personally think he's going to wear down and probably get a decision win here. It's a 10-round bout. I'm hoping for a knockout, though. I'm hoping he goes after this Caraballo, knocks him out, because these are the kind of guys that you want to see him knock out. He doesn't have blitzing power, but maybe cutting weight hurts his power a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of power he has at 130. But I'm just glad to see a talent like Stevenson back, and he's main eventing the card tomorrow. Everybody else on the undercard are very unknown guys just trying to make a name for themselves. I tried to fit in anybody that's even somewhere near close or been in a ring with anybody good, but I just couldn't find it on this undercard. So pretty much the main event, to me, is the only one worth watching. That'll be the fight that I watch. But, hey, check it out. It's on ESPN at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And then on Thursday, June 11th, ESPN's coming back 6 o'clock again for there's two fights we're talking about here. First, the co-feature is going to see featherweight contender Adam Lopez taking on Louis Croia, or I think the guy's name is Croia. Should be Lopez is coming off of a knockout loss to Oscar Valdez, but you know what? He came into that fight. That was at 130. He was fighting on the undercard, and he filled in last minute when Valdez's opponent the night before, Andre Gutierrez, didn't make weight. So Lopez, who was on the undercard, decided to move on and face undefeated former champion Valdez. And you know what? He put Valdez down. He actually knocked him down, hurt him. Valdez, though, swarmed him and, knocked him out. But that was big. In my opinion, that's a big deal considering he took the fight on 1 day notice and really hasn't even seen near the kind of competition that Valdez has. Valdez is a former champion, so that was a big deal. To me, that's kind of a moral victory for Lopez, possibly a guy that could compete in the future and be good. His only other loss was in 2017 to Stephen Fulton, who's an undefeated contender at super bantamweight right now, which is 122, and that guy beat him by a majority decision over 8 rounds. So this guy's a pretty solid fighter at featherweight. He's anxious to make a name for himself. I'm expecting a knockout for Lopez here as he'll push forward. And then the main event, Jesse Magdaleno, former super bantamweight champion at 122. He's fighting for his 3rd time at featherweight when he takes on Yenifel Vicente. Again, that's the main event on ESPN. That starts at 6. Magdaleno's my number 10 featherweight right now. He's trying to move in line for a possible title shot later in the year. There's a lot of people talking about Magdaleno possibly taking on Michael Conlan for the vacant WBO title if Shakur Stevenson gives up that belt. Magdaleno's ranked pretty high in the WBC and the WBO. So, a win here, which he should get, is just going to move him up the ladder more. Vicente, I don't think really poses a threat to him unless Magdaleno's completely overlooking him, which I don't think he will. I think Magdaleno's going to break him down. I'm hoping he stops him and gets a win, but he'll at least walk away with a decision win here. And Magdaleno will keep pushing forward as a contender at 126. So that's what's going on this week on ESPN. Check it out. Stevenson versus Caraballo tomorrow night, June 9th, Tuesday, June 9th, and then Thursday, June 11th. We got Adam Lopez, Louis Correa, and Jesse Magdaleno and Yenifel Vicente. Boxing is back, baby. Be excited. Hope you are. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. True Boxing. You've been here with the truth.